Welcome back to Daytime York Region, everybody. Every 2 weeks, we feature somebody from the local Green Connections networking group. Today, we are shining the spotlight on Karen Armstrong. She is the owner of Inside Out. Yep. And this is great. We love Inside Out. We've known each other for several years, probably 10 years since Daytime, I think, launched. So it's great to have you back. Always a friendly face to see. And we're talking today about health and wellness and how this can be eco-friendly and green. And you're a member of the Green Connections networking group. Tell us, before we get started, a little bit about Inside Out and what you help people with.
So my focus, Jacqueline, has always been on kind of finding our own inner truth. But that gets bigger when I add that into how stress affects us in our life and how stress affects our body. So all of my work is helping people to look at the symptoms that their body is speaking. It's the body's communication. And to determine where the core issues are coming from, and whether that's relationship, which helps with the Enneagram, or whether that's a health issue such as anxiety, depression, digestive issues, and then I've got the light therapy that really supports that. So
nice. And really, when you look at your body physically and the way you feel, this can be the first indication that something may be off inside.
Absolutely.
When you meet with clients, do a lot of them come to you and they already know that they're stressed, they're not sleeping well, they may not be eating as well or getting activity in their life? For those people, how do you come up with a plan and an approach that they can stick to that will balance out their life a little more?
You know, most people, it's about education. So we don't know what we don't know. So that we know how we're feeling, but we might not know how to make the changes. And simple changes that are done consistently are way more effective than having this huge New Year's Eve goal.
The resolution.
Is the resolution that is so unattainable, or it's such a giant step. Then we get discouraged and we feel, it's not worth it. So it's identifying, for each person is different because each one of us has our own story and our uniqueness. And so it's really spending time with them to see what is it that's going to make the biggest impact for them that's a little step. And sometimes it's breathing.
Really?
Literally bringing breath down into our lower diaphragm rather than this shallow breath up here, and having the body is fed through our bloodstream and through the oxygen there. So if we're not feeding it in that simple way,
oh my goodness,
it affects.
Every time somebody comes on the show and says the word breathing, I realize, wow, I'm not breathing to my potential. I'm just taking these little shallow breaths. But it is a reminder that that's one of the key fundamentals to life for everyone.
Put your hands on your belly.
And
feel that breath come right in, and exhale completely, because we don't do that either.
Oh my goodness. So that's a good step. Everybody can take that and incorporate it into their day. You've provided me with some neat little factoids. So I'm going to mention some of them. Number one, in any given week, and this is about mental illness, something we're hearing a lot about, how many employed Canadians are unable to work due to mental illness? 100,000? 250,000 or 500,000? What is the right answer?
That top number.
500,000?
500,000.
And this is mental illness?
Yes, mental illness, which incorporates many things.
Wow.
Anxiety, depression, as well as any addictions and that kind of thing.
Could you be suffering with a mental illness and not know?
We start thinking that little symptoms are just age-related, or, oh, that's just the way I've always been. And until it gets bigger and we come in, we realize, oh, my body has been speaking to me for months or years, and I just didn't know. I thought that was just part of how I am.
Right. Well, a lot of the time we just adapt to what we're feeling. It becomes a normal, everyday symptom. Yes.
Right? We get used to it. And there is a healthy level of stress in our lives that keeps us moving forward and keeps us learning and growing. But when it gets so that it's occupying our thoughts, like what's keeping us up at night, there it connects into that insomnia or anxiety, which then is connected to high blood pressure and all of that.
The snowball effect. So in 2010, what % of working adults describe their lives on most days as quite a bit or extremely stressful? 27% extremely,
Yeah.
46% quite stressful,
Yeah.
17.4% have high blood pressure. Is that right?
Yes. So
Wow.
out of that, so if you take the extremely stressful and a bit stressful, that's a whopping, what did that percentage
almost
come up
everybody.
to? Yeah, it's like 70-something% of Canadians.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and we are again, as you said, living with some
That's
level
from
of
Health
stress.
Canada.
Oh my good. So, do you have tips on how to manage stress and how to determine what is healthy stress and what is unhealthy stress?
It's all about balance.
Okay.
It's all about, and you know, if we would stop and take a look at a picture in the day of our lives, how much of our energy are we giving out to everybody else? And how much are we also incorporating our own needs and our self-care, not selfish, self-care practices into the day? And if we can be honest with ourselves, we'll know. We always have our answers, but we just feel guilty, especially the female population. Sorry, guys. There is a higher propensity to feel like we have to be it for everyone else.
To do it all.
But it's always, remember, when you're flying, what do they tell you about those oxygen masks?
Put it on yourself first.
Put it on yourself first, or you're no good to help anybody else for long term.
Wow.
So it's a really good metaphor in life.
Absolutely. That is a
Yeah.
good one. Remember that. And insomnia, what number of Canadians age 15 or older have trouble sleeping? 1 million, 2 million, or 3.3 million, which would be one of every 3 Canadians.
Yeah.
That's the number.
That's the number. 15 years old plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're even on the list there, but it is
Yeah.
affecting a
when
lot
they're
of people.
in high school and they've got all this pressure on what they need to, the decisions they need to make, they feel like they're so huge, and if they've got to make it right. And no,
Wow.
life is to live and enjoy, and especially 15.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Karen, for coming in. And really, we all have those tools within us, don't we?
We do.
To live a healthier lifestyle. It's available to all of us. What do you have here?
I have a present for you because I knew you got all those answers right.
Oh,
An
well,
apple a
thank-
day.
Is it an apple?
It's an organic apple.
An organic apple. Love it. That can be my little after show snack. Go to the website, everybody, insideout.com. We'll be right back. That's so cute.